Just us against the world.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top. Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's Big Mike back again with another episode of Bama versus the World, brought to you by the Herb Rodg podcast, where we talk to a Bama fan and an opponent of the weekly team that Bama is going against. So it is Iron Bowl week. It is that time of year where it is brother against brother here in the state of Alabama. The biggest game of the year, really, depending on how you look at it. But again, I'm joined by an Auburn fan and an Alabama fan. We will start, as always, by Mr. Bama. Mr. Bama, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastically splendid. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm doing fantastically splendid as well. Ready for this game on Saturday. Ready to get some of the bad juju out from the last few months of the season and get it going.
Yes,
but
agreed.
We say it every single week. We talk about it. You can't have a game without an opponent. So we will bring on Mr. Auburn to the stage. Mr. Auburn or Mr. Auburn.
Look,
how you doing
we're playing a couple of buyouts for some coaches, so we can't afford all that fancy gear like the other teams and stuff. But I'm still here representing my team, so I'm here. Glad to be here.
I see that you've got Auburn on the burn on the shirt, and you apparently cut up an old basketball to put on top of your head to protect your head.
So I've seen several of your guests wearing this when you're ready for basketball season. So make no mistake, I'm ready for basketball season when we whoop up on the Crimson Tide and take over the SEC.
Yeah, wow. They do have a very good basketball team as well.
It's decent.
So we will get to the football game this Saturday that we will talk about, the Iron Bowl. Mr. Bama, coming off of a tough loss this Saturday at Oklahoma.
Embarrassing loss. Can we correct that? Embarrassing loss. Let's
not.
You
know what?
Happened.
You know what? No, I'm not even going to be mad at it. It was an embarrassing loss. That is a very good point, Mr. Auburn. Coming off that embarrassing loss, Mr. Bama, what are you looking for in the game on Saturday?
Maybe just showing up. That'd be nice.
I'm looking for a huge rebound. No pun intended, because we were just talking about basketball. But
well, you guys have nothing but guards. You don't really rebound that well at all. Sorry, I just listening to the thing, man. Happy to be here.
I'm looking for us to have an angry defense to kind of make up for what we didn't do this past weekend. Looking for us to stop the run game. I know about Hunter and the running back. Looking for Peyton to kind of throw us a few interceptions. Obviously, Arnold didn't throw in the ball at all that last weekend, so we couldn't get any of those. So maybe Peyton Thorne will make up for that. But I'm just looking for a defense to be angry, hungry.
They probably will be hangry.
I guess they will be hangry, and extremely dominant. And also looking for us to kind of mix it up a little more on offense.
Look, if they've got to make them hangry to make them play harder, I mean, you got to do what you got to do at some point.
Yes,
Mr. Auburn, I mean, coming off of a huge win against Texas A&M, we saw the field being stormed once again at Jordan-Hare. What are you looking forward to coming to the game on Saturday?
We weren't actually storming the field. We just sometimes we lose our way and forget which way to exit the stadium. So we're just hot. But make no mistake, we watched last week and how terrible this Alabama team is. So I'm thinking 300 to 400 yards rushing. Yeah. Shut down the Alabama offense. Maybe we'll offer Milroe a little more NIL money this week so he can play even worse than he normally does. And I just embarrass Alabama at home, get bowl eligible, and then our basketball team's going to beat them up too. Like, this is about to be the best weekend of my life.
Wow.
All right. So, what may help your fans there in the stadium, so your shirt there, when you're done with it, you'll flip it around. You can write the word exit on it and put it next to the doors. That way they'll know where to go.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right. So you mentioned Hunter, Mr. Bama, is somebody you're looking at. Yep. Is there anybody else that you are concerned about on the Auburn team who may go off this week?
Absolutely not. I know they have a couple of quarterbacks in there. Peyton Thorne's the one they use most of the time, but not a threat at all. I just know the running back has over 1,000 yards rushing this year, so he could be. I don't want to say the word threat, but he's going to be somebody that we're paying attention.
No, threat is correct. Threat is correct.
No, we'll pay attention to him.
You'll probably just be staring at as he runs by like your defense normally does.
All right. And Mr. Auburn, you mentioned Milroe.
I just wish I could argue some of these.
Yeah, unfortunately, while it's a little rude, it's not necessarily untrue. But Mr. Auburn, You mentioned Milroe. Is there anybody else on the Alabama team that you're worried about? Or I guess since you weren't worried about Milroe, since you're
we're
apparently
not
with
worried
him.
about Milroe, and because he touches the ball every time, I'm not worried about anybody else on your team. The 17-year-old, we just plan on carding him at the door, so he'll be locked down. Little 17-year-old humor freak.
I'm not sure why you would be worried about him anyway, because what your players are saying, he's not very good.
Right. Who was the guy that made that comment? Because I had never heard of him until today.
Don't want to rehash old comments. That was
you don't know him either.
That was hours ago. Like I don't want to rehash old stuff. But no, I mean we're pretty much gonna shut you guys down. I mean if you guys get to 10, it'll just because of refs, and we'll just claim that somebody cheated. But otherwise, Alabama just really doesn't stand any. Did you not watch last week? I mean, even if they double their output for last week, they're at 6. I think we got them.
I mean, I watched, but I also drank heavily, so I don't remember a lot of it. So,
I mean, given my season, I totally support the drinking heavily. So, Mike, I'm with you, buddy.
You guys this year.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll change this from the Iron Bowl to the Bourbon Bowl. Maybe I know we're not in Kentucky, but just so we don't have to remember
it already. Let me just tell you, I'm stocked up already.
So, but we will get to the final score predictions. Mr. Bama, what do you think the final score of the game will be?
Unfortunately, I think this game is going to be a little closer than I want it to be, but I think our offense kind of comes out on top at the end. So I'm going to go 28-21.
28-21 from Mr. Bama. Mr. Auburn, do you have the score written on the other side of your shirt, or are you just going to tell us? It would have been better if he'd already had it written, but that's fine.
Yeah.
It is Auburn. You got to give him some ideas.
Yeah, he's probably drawing like some characters or something. It does not take that long to write a score.
Will it be a low score because he can't count that high?
Well, considering you guys are Alabama, I wouldn't figure you guys can count that high.
So
your school is in Alabama.
Is that AUB, A and B?
AUB 24. You
suck.
It really looks like A and B.
It looks like A and B. I didn't know if we were playing, the agricultural and biological school of Alabama, or.
Now he's frustrated, so he's rewriting it. Okay.
Oh.
Can you read that? Can you read that?
Are we playing Furman?
Okay.
All right. 28-21 Bama for Mr. Bama. And for the Alabama A and B, they are going 24-21. Hopefully everybody has a great game. Enjoy it. Don't drink responsibly, I guess. Or no, drink responsibly.
Drink responsibly.
That was a slip.
I don't know what that is. I don't even know what that means.
Have a happy holiday and enjoy the game. And as always, roll Tide.
Roll Tide.